Christmas time is here, and that means great food, joyful music, and some funky Christmas traditions. So for today's Culture Talk, I'm here with Krista Bontrager, not only our co-host, but also a theologian. So we're going to talk today about a big question. Was Jesus born on December 25th?
It's a great question. The short answer is probably not.
Aww.
I know. We're very disappointed. We do celebrate it on December 25th, and that in the West and in the eastern part of Christianity, our Orthodox friends, if you know someone who's Russian Orthodox or Eastern Orthodox, they celebrate it usually on January the 6th. Mm-hmm. So, but Jesus was probably not born on December 25th.
So what does the biblical data say for Christ's birth and the timing of that?
Sure. Well, one of the biggest clues in the text is in Luke chapter 2, which is the famous quotation from the Peanuts Christmas special. You know, Linus gets out there and so even many people who are not familiar with the Bible have heard Luke 2, and it talks about how the shepherds were out watching their fields, their flocks by night. And there's actually still shepherds to this day that are there near Bethlehem. And we know that the typical time of year where shepherds are watching their flocks outside is in the springtime, somewhere around April through September. After that, it gets a little cold to be having your flocks outside at nighttime. So that gives us a little bit of a window as to when Jesus was probably born, somewhere between April and the end of September. But then there's another clue in the text. Back in chapter 1, it talks about this couple who are relatives of Mary and Joseph, Zacharias and Elizabeth. And it says that Zechariah is part of a particular priestly family, and we can kind of calculate when he would have gone to have his temple service. And we can kind of figure out approximately when that happened. And then we look at that, and then it says that in the 6th month of his wife's pregnancy, his wife Elizabeth, is when the angel comes to Mary. And we can kind of do some backwards calculations, and we roughly find out that Jesus was probably born sometime in September, our month of September. And so that's probably around when Jesus was born. Most Christian scholars don't believe that Jesus was really born on December 25th.
So then what prompted the celebration of Christmas on December 25th?
It's such a great question, and we're not 100% sure. There's a lot of different theories about that. The most common story is that at the conversion of Constantine in the early 300s, that Christians kind of overtook a lot of pagan holidays. And in this case, the idea is winter solstice, which is December 21st, and that maybe they co-opted that for Christianity and then tweaked that as being, instead of winter solstice, Jesus' birthday. There's a couple of problems with that, though, is that it's the 21st and not the 25th. Mm-hmm. And there's also some evidence that maybe that date of celebrating the birth of Jesus on December 25th goes back to even the 200s, which would put it before Constantine. So there's a couple of problems with that theory.
So what would be kind of a quick way to respond to concerns that, hey, we're not celebrating a Christian holiday, we're celebrating a pagan one?
Sure. Well, I think that the briefest answer is that it doesn't appear that we are celebrating it on the same day as winter solstice, which is the 21st. It really is its own day. And the whole legend about Constantine co-opting winter solstice or the pagan holiday and Christianizing it, there might not be good support for that. And in fact, that it might even predate Constantine by about 100 years.
So a little research.
Yeah, a little research. Yeah, a little homework might help.
Yeah, thank you for that, Krista. That wraps it up for this week, but check with us next week. We're going to be talking about some more Christmas myths. Meanwhile, for more on this topic, visit reasons.org and search Christmas myths.